Hey, everyone, we are back with the Due Process Podcast, something that I am contractually obligated to do because Simber has my family at gunpoint. Welcome, we have some very special guests with me. Mr. Replacement for the ever unreplaceable zombie bacon, Reptar, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty great. Already starting off with a lot of loaded questions. How did Simber get your family at gunpoint? But you know,
It's not like I'm willing to save them. We have the two, brother one of thing one and two of Mace, how you doing, Mace?
I'm doing good.
How are you now? And then we have SkoogeSquad, the younger brother to Mace, how you doing?
The younger brother of Mace?
Yes, you're 12. So,
I'm 12. Oh, I'm the new
we are
pro.
getting
Cool.
into we are getting into a very special episode of these three lovely people, all on the gnomes. Recently, he just defeated GB in a grueling best of three series. But before we get into a whole the winter major thing, let's talk about something pretty, I would say interesting is how you got into this game. Why are you in this community? Why are you sitting with me here now? I'll leave Mace because he has the longest story, and we'll start with you, Reptar.
oh, I guess I'll get straight to the point then. Um, I liked Rainbow Six Siege. It was fun. Played the beta. Um, enjoyed the kind of tactical shooter, bit more arcadey sense to it. Um, long story short, game pissed me off after a bit. I think a lot of people can kind of feel that sentiment. Um, talked to some of my other tactical shooter friends, like, hey, someone introduced me to this game called Due Process. It looks really cool. It's on the front of the homepage, yada yada. I'm like, dope, buys it. Pretty much get baited from all my friends that suggested to play it with me because they don't buy it. Those shitters. Um, and then I, and that's pretty much how I got a Due Process. I got baited into buying it, and then just like half a year later, I'm like, I didn't play this thing much. Let me give it another try. And I just hopped on, and I guess the rest is history.
Yeah, because you started in OBM, is that correct?
No.
Oh, that yeah, I must have
Don't
mistaken.
I
So,
can tell you didn't take notes for this podcast.
well, not for you because you were the last second edition. I did take notes from Mason Scooge. Um, so you did have some time in Genesis though with Playboys. Well, that was an exciting time to say the least. And then you joined Gnomes, So tell us about your time in Genesis and then transitioning into Gnomes and having to deal with these two that are below me.
Oh boy. So how do I start with this? Okay, first off, I think a great thing to understand is that when I was applying first for Genesis, I added a like a little resume thing that's like, hey, my competitive history. And so I would regret this for the day that I put it in. And if you guys want to go look, I don't know if it's deleted or not in the history for free agents, but I'm like, uh, used to be Silver Demo Man main in TF2.
Oh my god, that's so sad. That's sad.
Needs to
I
die.
was like, I don't know, man. I was 13. I was, just enjoying the game. All my friends were playing competitive out of nowhere. I'm like, I want to be part of everybody else. And, little Reptar enjoying his time.
I
Um,
mean, it's not as nearly as bad as the guy. I forget who, but I will put him on blast. Of he put on his like free agent post, um, that he has like 4,000 hours in Rocket League, and I was just baffled how that relates to like I'm like dedication, I guess, man.
That's gonna start wall riding on doing trick shots off the roof.
Honestly,
Nah, so I pretty much miraculously mainly got into Genesis because I sent a meme back to Playboys talking about because one of his requirements is to have golf with friends.
are you
And so
serious?
I pretty much took advantage of him memeing and memed back at him, being like, hey, look, man, I'm interested, but I don't have golf with friends, so I don't know if this can work out. And he instantly just took the time to, kind of feed off that little ember of flames, kind of cringy that sounds. Um, kind of just got the conversation rolling a little bit, being a little silly.
That's great.
So I joined Genesis, and being in rivals, it was pretty chill. A lot of the teams weren't too good, so a lot of it was, usually not too big of a deal. Nothing to get too energetic about, and it was pretty fun playing around, especially with Priv and Scent. Those two guys, love the hell of them. And of course, everybody else in the team is really chill.
That's
So
great.
once once Priv and Scent started to go off, that's kind of when I was starting to roll off the team and go to Gnomes pretty much.
And then you evolved into like the Gnomes main sniper, if that's correct. So so you've been on Gnomes for a little bit, but one of the people here, Scooge, I think you've been on Gnomes for a lot longer than most. Haven't you been on this Gnomes team since Rivals, or at least season 3?
I joined right after right after they
Mhm.
were moved up into actual DPL, I believe, and then I was removed from the team
Oh,
for like a month and a half, I think, and then brought back to the team after that. So it depends on who you talk to.
hmm. Well, tell us about
I
how you got into DP, how you decided
uh
to join us.
so the way I got into DP was Mace gave me his dream hat key not last December, the December before last. And so I ended up downloading. I played the beta for a little while, or the alpha. I played like 5 matches, and I was like, "Game's cool. I'm gonna go play something else."
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it was a cool game, just not my style at the time. I think I was still playing Rust back then, which I have like too many hours in, unhealthy amounts. So I get into due process about not last December, but December before that. And so I played a couple matches, kept it installed on my PC, played it every once in a while casually with Mace or whatever. And I was at that time I was primarily a Tarkov streamer. And so I was
Tarkov
streaming
streamer.
Tarkov
Okay.
like 8 to 10 hours a day on top
Okay.
of going to college. And so I was tryharding that. And then I don't know, February, March of last year, my graphics card actually ended up dying on me. And fortunately, I still had my old 1070. And so I plugged my 1070 in and I was like, what can I do on this 1070? I can't stream Tarkov, as we know that game runs like absolute shit, even with good PC parts. And so it's like, I can play Due Process. Like, let's give this a shot. This is fun. It's better than CS because I don't have to sit through 30 rounds of my team hard throwing. It's just a tie. It's short, sweet, simple. So I
And
ended up
now
hopping
instead,
on.
you play through 14 rounds of your
Oh
team
yeah.
hard throwing.
Yeah, only 14. It's
Ah,
less than 30. I'll take it.
it's more like 13 actually. No,
Yeah,
14, 13, 14. Um,
somewhere around there.
around there.
So I ended up like I was like, the Nemesis 10 mans back in the day, back
Oh
when
my
Schmidt still
gosh.
played. I was
Back in
like,
the
Mace,
Nemesis
I
10
wanna I
mans
wanna
days.
play in these 10 mans. Like this is so much fun. I see you like absolutely shitting on kids all day and talking mad shit over everybody. And he's like, all right, you need to at least play like 75 games or something. And I was like, all right. So I played 50 games, proceeded to hop in Nemesis 10 mans, go negative every single game until my first game I played with Index. I finally go positive in one 10 man,
Mm-hmm.
and Index is like, all right, let's give this kid a tryout because they're always recruiting for gnomes. And so I ended up trying out for gnomes like the next week or something. Proceed to continue to go negative in Nemesis 10 mans. After that, I ended up getting like a sub spot on gnomes for like a month and a half during season 2. I ended up moving to coach and then got removed as a player from the team. Went to GB for like a month and a half or something like that to like sub for them in a tournament because they like didn't have enough people to actually play in the tournament, they thought.
Mm-hmm.
And so I subbed for them, and then I went back to gnomes because I was giving a starting position there, and then that is history.
Well, that's a very kind of flip floppy history of you join gnomes, you leave gnomes, and then you have to join them again, and there you are. But you talked about how Mace kind of introduced you to the game and with Nemesis 10 mans, and I think this kind of transitions us into Mace. You've been in this game longer than I have.
I've played
So
too much of this
you
goddamn game.
played too much. How does that feel? How does it know that how many hours you have in this game is gone?
Right
like this
now, I
game?
think I have like 1,500 or something. Yeah, 1,500. It's too much. This game is dookie.
All right. Well, tell us, how you got into this back in old alpha beta, and then kind of
Back when
walk us through
closed
your
beta was
teams.
a thing, you had to invite people like through Discord, and then it sent you to a bot, and it was complicated. And my friend, I think, went to one of the events like E3 or something, and he went to the desk, got access to the due process, and like invited me and then one of my other friends, and we all like played it a little bit. No one really cared too much. We just like played for fun. Because you played like once or twice on the weekend. There was like that was it. That was
Yeah.
all that was played during the week.
Yeah. No one was online.
And then probably like 5 months later, I just stopped playing the game for like a while. Like I think I just like randomly downloaded it again for no reason. I think it was like right when like Mackie started playing.
Mhm.
And then we did like you had to like set up games, so you couldn't just like get on in queue. You had to like set up games on Saturday and Sunday, find 10 people to be on to play and queue all at the same time. And then I think it was Clover or like Simber, someone like wanted to make a league just so people would play the game. Like not for any like competitive, just so people would be on the weekend and we can play some. And then I was on Red Commissar's team. It was a red team, and it was there was a team before that which had Panda Faust. I think Gramstall was on that. It was a really scuffed team, and we didn't like play anything. And then I was like on red team for a while, and I kind of like jumped around till I got a Nemesis. And then we don't speak about Nemesis anymore. And now I'm on
I think
Gnomes.
we still can.
Nah, we don't need
Have a
to.
little
We don't,
fun,
we don't need to. We don't need to.
If not, I can tell the story because I don't think I can get
Oh yeah.
the inner stories that what Mace went through. But basically, so Mace joins his Banditos team with Smith, Death, and a few others. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mace. Then so you guys play really well, and then Mazer picks you up. And this is when to the point where you guys are just clowning on kids.
We didn't lose a game for like a
Yeah.
year or some shit.
Yeah, it was something disgusting. You go from Mazer drops out because they realize there's no money to be made, and I think they folded.
I don't even know
check.
anymore to
And
follow
then,
it.
Nemesis pops on in, and they pick you all up. And then you guys play season 3. You go pretty far. You win season 3.
We won a lot. Then we played 0 Hour at the same time, like right
Yeah.
after one of the tournaments, and we won both of them in the day. And then everyone just stopped playing the game. There's like no one really wanted to anymore. It just wasn't fun. It was like right before a bunch I think it was weapon changes, the like third weapon changer, like server changes, and it just wasn't a fun game. I don't think anyone enjoyed it. It was like the lowest points ever been for like a year. So like everyone just stopped playing, and then this boy ran away with the money. Okay, he dipped, and then I joined Revenant's team, and we kept
Yeah, the
getting
base
second place, and then everyone stopped playing again, and now I'm on those.
Well, that's great. So you 3 are on gnomes, and now that we kind of know how you got to this gnomes spot, this team, let's talk about the recent winter major. You guys kind of barnstormed in, doing pretty well in scrims, and really just clowned on the first matchup they all had, LCG, I believe, and then you played GB in a grueling best of 3 series. And so I think we kind of want to get a lot of people are wondering, how was that GB series for y'all, going into it and coming out of it?
Oh, it was so much fun. It was like that's the only time I played fun, like playing the game in so long. Like even if we lost that in overtime, I don't care. It was just like it was like a close game. Even though we did throw, a 6-0 lead, it was a tactical throw for content.
I don't want to bring that up.
Tactical throw for content.
Yeah.
We can't have it cause this video ending right there. Okay, it's got to go on.
Yeah.
Well, it was a lot of fun for me.
That's great to hear. Scooge, Reptar?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most fun I've had since like a Nemesis 10-mans were a thing. Nemesis 10-mans, as scuffed as they always were, they were fun.
They produced some
And
damn good content. Like
they were good fun, unfortunately. Yeah, throwing that 6-0 lead in the second game was frustrating for, I would say, probably the majority of the team, but it was definitely the best time I've had in due process in all of my hours, which is, I don't know, like 400 now at this point.
Reptar, you played lights out during that series, but so what are your thoughts on it? The game.
Well, I think it's hard to disagree that it wasn't fun with everybody else. I had a blast. I said that before in the interview. But I mean, there was a couple moments, like he said, everyone was kind of mad about the throw. I have a couple gripes with my boy Louis. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I don't know if you guys remember the round. My man Louis like for like the last round of that tie.
You gotta line it up
We had
better.
bomb control on one side. He could have went around. We could have watched the long angle with my sniper. They had to push us. No, my man fucking jumped out of office, went straight for like the P against both the boys, pushed me and Scooge to both like go with him because we're like hyped pressure. So I'm fucking jumping off, air shotting. I think it was Argo and like the Raptors up there, and just barely missing my shot. So I don't know that moment like. Just having to deal with my teammates showing like that was like, ugh.
No. The best part was
The
Louis running,
C-store.
snake
The
running
C-store.
holstered.
No, I don't know what was happening.
It's 6-0. It's like the round we have. It's like a 4v2. I think I whiff because I can't see with the camera sights. I just like can't hit Argo, and I like hit tab. And I see Louis running, just snake zooming in front of the teller door, not doing anything holstered while he constantly just killing everybody.
Lando was
Just
shooting through the teller hole and a bomb, one mop bullet at a time.
It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
And no
Oh
one
my
defused.
God.
We're like, guys,
And
defuse the
he
bomb.
shoots
He's like, nah.
4 times with the mop, and we can't get 100% on the bomb. I don't even know how that's possible. He didn't even pistol.
You just kept them up.
4 times with the mop,
Yeah.
and we didn't defuse the bomb. I don't know
He
what
was a
happened.
loser.
And then we proceeded to throw the next 6 rounds in a row, and then throw the next
And
like
then lose the next
3 in a
game.
row, and lose the next game 7-5 because we couldn't tie the fucking game against GB, and then tie the next overtime, and then finally win 3-1 or 4-1. 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah, it was the one.
Dang, that is. So I think the throw, so to say, was one of the most entertaining times to be a viewer because you're just watching like how are they falling apart this bad, you know. And to put some context into this, you know, and maybe if I'm divulging strategies, Index used to like split push a lot. You know, that was the thing. Split push,
Used to?
split push. Still does split push
Used
a lot.
to?
Okay, this is the greatest part. Before
I-
the game, we did a bunch of scrims, and we didn't win a single attack round that we split up and tried to like 3-2 push. So I was like,
Not
okay,
one.
guys, we're gonna just push this 5. Just throw your flashbangs here, and we're gonna win. And we we finally won attacks.
It was in the Wednesday scrim before the major against GB in the second game. Mace is literally like, y'all are so fucking brain dead. We're just gonna 5 through anything. Doesn't matter. Green,
I
red,
said,
like storefront, doesn't fucking matter. Just 5 all. That's it. And if it
I was
doesn't
like-
work, it doesn't work.
yeah, I
Who
was like, you guys are
cares?
stupid. Okay, we're just pushing his 5. No one can push it if I'm not there. So, and then it worked.
Claim your pings and you win the round. And then we
Yeah.
proceeded to do that. Also, us putting people in vault. I don't know if anybody has actual statistics on this, but when I was rewatching it with some other players, we lost every single round on defense where we put somebody in the vault on bank.
To be fair, every time we had someone in the vault, they did some stupid shit. But still,
I think
it
it
doesn't
Index,
matter.
someone like lagged
still
out
hard
DC. Whoever's involved is just throwing automatically.
The vault just creates lag detected. It's just a box of static.
Ugh.
And so, you know, you guys have some other fun or enjoyable games. Previously, you had a LCG game where you 2-0'd them, and then now you're about to play against Katura. What are your thoughts on the Katura matchup coming up? Probably this Saturday.
Why the hell do I get the morning game again, dude?
Yeah,
That's all
come on.
give us the afternoon. I don't care if it's like upper bracket river. I just want to stop waking up at like 7 a.m.
Yeah,
So
waking up
annoying.
at 7:30 to get a single warm up in before playing an official.
do you really have to warm
is
up?
terrible.
No, I don't warm up. I just wake up early.
Mace, you were there for the warm up when I slept through the
I
LCG
woke up
match.
at 5 a.m.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't play in the
5
LCG match is because I was slumped
Yeah,
in my bed.
he
5
woke
feet
up
from my
halfway
PC.
through game 2, and we're like, well,
No,
good
I
thing
woke up
Nog didn't go to work.
at 10, which is exactly when game 2 was starting. And they're like, we're keeping Nog in. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go shower if
You
you
weren't
need me
even at
for
your
the third.
computer yet. You were still on your phone.
No, I was on my PC. I didn't even join
yeah.
Discord until I was on my PC. And then you guys were just flaming the shit out of me for sleeping in. I was like, I told you this was gonna happen.
Because
We
I was the
got
one who
the
got
early
shit
game.
when I woke up late for like game 1, and then
You're
that
a
was
game
gonna
2
be
player
you.
anyways. It's fine. That's the Nemesis way.
The Nemesis way.
Game 1's
Well,
warm up.
Besides the early time, So what about the matchup? You guys are playing against Katura. They beat Yakuza pretty well, and then they
I
also
don't care,
kind of
dude.
trashed through Danger
Didn't
Duels.
they beat Yakuza in overtime?
Yeah, well, like in overtime, but I think it was.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
it's
Danger Duels,
Yakuza.
bruh.
4-1.
I don't remember. I
Who
didn't pay
knows?
attention. It was a Katura YY game before I woke up. Didn't happen to me.
I was just praying that somehow they both lost so I didn't have to play East again, but here we are.
It's East time this weekend.
East
What
time,
I will
baby.
say is
Yeah.
we beat Katura earlier this week in a scrim, so therefore by the transitive property we will beat Katura.
It's like
I don't.
those.
I don't know about that one, but sure.
It's like those old stories of what happened is that like a Daxi and Fierce, or like back then, they would beat like Banditos, and because of that, they
I got
were
the
now
better
the
story.
best team. Oh, you have the
I
best.
got that
Yeah.
insider info. It's
Insider info.
Addicts. Okay, we beat them, I think, 9 times in a row in scrims. And then we 4v5 then lost 7-5 because I think Death DC'd round like 3 and he just couldn't join back and we just didn't care. And we like 4v5 them, they won 7-5, and Adaxi instantly goes to general chat, posts the stats, and goes, guys are the best team now. Like, full
Oh.
seriousness, we're like, what are you talking about?
So
He just keeps
identically what
doing
I
it.
did after the GB
Yeah,
Domes
w-
game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did
it's so
instantly in the
annoying.
interview. I'm just standing there as Scooge just saying like was the best team, like we're the best team, and I'm just sitting in my chair just like, oh shit, this is gonna cause a ruckus.
No, okay, no, the better part
Like-
was during the game when we're up 7-0, someone says, good job, guys, and then we all proceed to throw it.
Okay, so I have a little more insider information. We were 5-0 in the second match. Boxy and Fellow and Cosmilk were in a call, and I get a message from Boxy on Discord, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna add you to the call for the post-game interview." It's 5-0 in the second game.
Yeah. At this point,
And
everyone's
so
expecting you to win.
He adds me to the call, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, Reptar wants to get into because there's some line for us to do interviews. I didn't know that fucking existed, and so I was like, oh, can Reptar come? And he's like, sure, add it, have him add me. And I was like, whatever, I'll just add him to the thing. It doesn't matter. We proceed to lose we win 2 rounds, proceed to lose the next 6 in a row, lose the
Lost 9
next
in a
match,
row.
go double overtime, and then just like Boxy's
And then
there,
it's
just
done.
like, oh no.
I don't
Wait,
think that's
fuck the-
Boxy's fault though. I'm be real. I think Mace.
No, it's definitely Boxy. I don't know. It's not ours. It's
Well,
definitely Boxy.
I mean Mace. I think there was a very big I was getting talked to quite harshly because I kept on mentioning after every single round, like
The score.
yeah, the
Oh
score.
my god, it's so
up.
Oh my
annoying. I'm like,
God.
dude, shut up.
Oh my God.
Okay, it's 2-0. It's 2-0 in the first game, okay?
Oh no.
And this guy goes, and he said Yakuza's the only problem for GB. I'm like, dude, we lost. GG, well played. I might as well not play anymore.
In the first game, in
And the
game 1?
2
The
rounds into
Domsy.
the first game, I'm like,
2 rounds
oh
in the
my
first game. I was like,
God.
all right, I gotta go look for the Domsy clip from the day before where he
Then
literally
in
was like,
game
the only
2,
competition in DPL is
in game 2
Yakuza. As Yakuza proceeds to lose to Katura, and then they get beat by us the next day. And it's
Okay,
like,
I will say I
Domsy?
subscribe to Domsy's like train of thought that there needs to be more trash talk. I miss when Rain was in this league and he just shit on everyone. He didn't care, and that's what Domsy is to me right now. He's like that, just like
dude,
guy
let
who
us
does
type
not
in
care.
game. Let us type in the middle of the match.
I don't know what you
Yeah.
can't. Why are you asking me?
I want to be able to just type NT after every round. Well, you can.
Yeah,
It's
give-
fine.
give
I
me
do
the
a cheat.
PDF for
Anytime
rules.
cheese in the game, we just type NT.
Give me the PDF for the rules. I'm going to change that rule. Be like, say whatever
Wait,
the
we're
fuck
supposed
you
to
want
read
in
the
chat.
PDF. Oh yeah, I did that.
I want to sign a new contract right now.
What is it?
Contract.
DPL contract.
Ain't no contracts till they start paying
Is there
us.
actually a rule about typing in?
Yes,
chat?
Playboys
Yeah.
tried to get mad at us for it.
I just
'Cause-
posted a pre-approved response.
We 7-0 them, and I kept copy pasting the same response, like "good guy," like "good try, close one, guys. You almost had me." And he got so mad, he like messaged
Just like
everybody.
100 HP. So close, guys. And then I was
NT.
one shot. NT.
It's so much fun.
Like
But
the rule book coming into season 2, like we were like, this, we got to have this like really nice big official rule book, and this is like this is a bit before I joined staff, because I joined like halfway through season 2, I believe, but I still talking to Plague and still arguing all of them about it, and the reasoning behind that rule is just so that if Prod forgets to turn off the chat or something, like this was like the original thought,
none of them turn off chat.
then there wouldn't be anything bad said on stream, because we
It's
know
so
you
annoying.
guys.
None
And
of
also-
them turn off chat.
You mean
It's
you know
Prod
Ghetto?
always has chat on, and it's always there. I don't know how
Yeah.
they do it, but every single time, like 'cause you see everyone type GG at the end of the game, it's
Mhm.
always on stream. It's never off.
Wait until the end of round screen is visible.
Yeah, I don't. No one does that. Everyone
Yeah,
types as soon as the
no.
round's over.
As soon as everybody's dead on one side, they just
You
type to the
assume that
last
we
round.
can
Yeah.
type when it's loading?
Exactly.
Have you seen the code in this game when
I
you're
know,
loading
right?
between maps?
You all tab, the game
No, the
crashes
best
at like
part-
a dice roll.
Is how like we ask for pauses, and like even after no typing, we ask for pause, and it still just isn't there.
Okay,
We have
so
a ref and everything.
I have a
We
ref
just
story.
don't
I have a
get
ref story. There was a time where I was reffing, and it was like some random game. I do not care. I don't care to remember. It doesn't make me feel like an asshole. But like
Probably
I literally
Rivals
was
match,
like,
don't worry.
I was no, it wasn't. It was a DPL match. I was
Oh, no,
literally
wait,
like
okay.
sitting there. It was like season 3. It like started season 3, and reffing this. And so what happens is that they call for a pause. I'm like downstairs making food. And they don't get a pause for like an entire round, and someone's crashing during this time. And then finally production has to pause because they get like production. And this entire time I am downstairs like making eggs or something like that.
I think I remember this.
And I come back, and this thing is like a Yakuza game, like Tommy crashed or something. No, that wasn't this game. It was another game. And they were like, "Donut, where were you?" And I was like, I was making eggs or something. I was doing something else. And like, bro, like you're supposed to be paying attention. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna keep it with you, Chief. It's like week 3. I have like Yakuza versus LCG. Who cares?
Yeah, I just remember. I think it was. I don't remember his Nemesis or Mazer, but like which team we were on. But we asked for a pause for 3 rounds straight, and just didn't get one. And at the end of the game, we like asked Simmer, and someone's like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I just kind of forgot." It's like, what the?
You still won, right? Did you still win?
Yeah, of course you won.
Exactly. There you go. Oh my
I'm
god.
just like, bro,
You know,
it's a 4v5 for like 2 rounds. Like, yo, can we get a pause? Can we get a pause? Just never comes.
You know what? One of the funniest things is that I remember the Momentum Mazer game of the last week. It did not matter at all. But I think it was some people were mad. I don't know exactly who, that you and like Momentum were like goofing off.
Yeah. We were doing like
And
pistol
so-
rounds and like
and so
running in
they
one by one.
we created a new rule because of that.
And then we still pistol round people.
Because you guys
Yeah,
were
there's
like
no throwing
ripping
rule.
through people. You were ripping through people. Like what can we do?
Yeah, because that was when we all played the game.
I still love the story of like the scrim, or like the game. Like, there's like an actual game where we had like 14 spectators in one.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I remember that game.
Yeah.
I remember a game where I think we had 12 because there was like 4 people outside of the stream watching, a bunch of people. I was like, everyone was like crashing because the more spectators you have, just the worse it
Oh,
gets.
it was Momentum versus Fierce. I
And
remember.
there were 2 of them. There was 2, and it was like the same weekend where there was just a bunch of spectators. Because I remember Road just started killing the spectators. We
I
started
was gonna
cutting them
ask, like,
down.
the old builds, you can actually see like the spectators have to spawn on the map, right?
Yeah.
And so they would spawn on like the outskirts, and I swear to God, I'm just imagining just like it's like that meme, the guy, the fucking black silhouette floating towards you, but it's all over the map.
Road used to like shoot at spectators during our games for no reason. We're like, dude, what are you doing? Because if you kill a spectator, you lose. You just lose the game. That was like, I think the ruling on it, or it has to get like restarted and you like get some penalty. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? He keeps like, bro, I'm just trying to stat my stats. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm trying to pad my stat.
And that was before anyone knew that you could just like leave and rejoin and fix it.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
oh my gosh, it was
There's
so
also
annoying.
like a bug where you could, if you didn't have spectate perms, you could still somehow get spectate if you logged on and off the game a bunch really fast.
Yeah,
or like
and people
did
just abuse
something.
that to spectate
And
DPL
people would
games.
abuse that. And
so annoying.
during that game, like I think only 6 of the people had spectator perms. The rest of them out of the 14 didn't.
Yeah, it was
Oh
like
my gosh.
it was the first momentum one, right? Where it happened
It was the
like
first
on stream or
momentum
whatever, and
Yes,
everything
on
broke.
stream. It was on stream, and it was
Because
like
every
during
time
the
someone
winter.
leaves or joins, it breaks. Everything just lags, and people were joining mid round and shit.
And there's like 14 of us, and so the defenders, like this is before customization, so the defenders close got to the point where they were repeating because there's like 10 actual sets for the defenders before customization came out, and then there's the Chad. There were so many spectators that we had all the defenders customizations, like Chad custo, and then it went looped back, and we took like screenshots or something. I think they're still like around. You have to ask.
They're
like,
somewhere.
but that is one of my favorite moments in the game because after that happened, Adaxi immediately comes in. I think also like momentum comes in too. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? You know? Oh, that was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious.
I just remember the chaos after the game.
And like nothing changed. Nothing changed. After
Everyone was super like, what the fuck is happening? And then nothing. Nothing came of it.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
that.
one of the so season 2, I think also actually before season 2 there was an interesting story. Mace was banned from the game for a little bit.
Oh my god.
Can you tell us
Kuko. I killed Kuko.
No, you like it was. This was back in alpha, I believe.
It depends on which time. I've been banned
Okay,
banned
tell us all of them.
So I didn't get banned for one of them. There
Okay.
was a poll that someone put out because I kept killing
community
people in the
poll.
truck. I kept killing people in the truck in the alpha because there used to be one UAV, so you could just run around the map as long as you timing it right. And I would run up next to the truck and just kill everyone, or like throw Molotovs and stuff in it, and that you would like kill everyone. It was a horrible experience to play the game. You know, I probably shouldn't have done it, but it was fun. And I think enough people complained. I think it was like Axum put up a poll because he was the community manager at the time.
Axum
put up a poll saying should Mace be banned or not.
I didn't know who it was.
Like
I didn't know who it
5
was.
votes was a difference.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was, and so I think I voted yes because I had no clue who it was. I'm like, oh, he's probably a racist. Because I was like, I don't know who this is. He's probably racist. You know?
And then I think I got banned because I TK'd Kuko in a casual, and then I forgot I had to leave for like an official match, and so I just left. I killed him and someone else because they were like yelling my name over and over and over doing the Kuko moment.
God.
And then I killed him and I just left, and then they reported me and I got banned for a week, and I just played on alt account the whole time. I played with like GEC members. I played with Sandwich like a few times, and I was like, "Yo guys, it's not Mace, don't worry."
Because your thing was not Mace. That was the
Yeah, that was not Mace.
Bro, I have like.
And then I think that's the last time I was
20
banned.
alt
I
accounts.
haven't like been banned. I just got like I got like accused or like almost banned like a lot of times.
Well, because you, Yanj, and like one other person are the reason that like that showed the devs why there was like, well, not Yanj, it was Youngster. DFC people.
There was someone before us.
Yeah,
There was me and Sva. It wasn't Youngster.
it was Sfa. Yeah, Sfa.
And
I
so
think-
I would peek the windows while I just ran outside the map.
Yeah,
And there was
like-
someone before that before I even played who like that. And then
probably Josh because he's been
no,
playing this game for fucking
enough
20
people
years.
complained enough, and then 2 UAVs a thing, which know not good for the game, honestly.
Not good for the game.
UAVs are not good for the game, honestly. To be
Let me
fair.
run outside, bro.
What do you? So is it more like you like to run outside, or do you just want
It's
like
just
a
for
set timer?
fun. It's so boring when you have to like.
Consistency. That's what
Okay, when
matters.
you get killed inside by the UAV, it's done.
Especially
Yeah,
when
I
it
don't know
one
why
taps
it's a
you,
problem.
you go outside for 3 seconds, you step inside the door, and then you step where the UAV can see you through the door frame or through like a window, and it insta gives you. Yeah, it's so much fun. Or like jumping on top of sandbags on Kill House, and it shoots you through the ceiling. Yeah, that's really fun. Windows
That's-
Kill House are bugged.
I
I
too.
swear,
understand why it's just
the
like-
timer is a randomized number because I have seen people jump onto a sandbags and just die instantly in Kill House.
Yeah.
It's just like it does not take any mercy for you. It kills you dead.
Yeah, and then you can stand on top of the thing, walk across the entire sandbags while it's UAVing you, jump onto like a desk, then to another sandbag, and then
Yeah.
across to another place, and it won't kill you the entire time.
Just keep going.
Oh god.
But you're somehow still in kill house, getting killed through a roof.
One
With
of
your
the
head
best
clipped
clips
through.
is a Mackie clip where he is like sitting in the middle of hallways. And this is like when I think the Halloween event was happening, or like near it. And he like breaks a window, and then
Yes.
like the truck sees him, and it's on
The
the
map is
other
still in
side
the
of
game,
the
by
map.
the way.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the map, and he dies to the truck.
No,
Yeah,
the
and
next one
there's
is
a kill
Merchant.
house,
It's
too.
across factory. He died. I think it was like the first times that like Truck can actually killed someone inside. It was like the first bug reports, and Merchant is across the map in a truck and jumps and gets spotted by Truck Gun and just kills him.
Man,
And it's just like, what? Huh?
people were begging for truck guns so bad because it was pretty. It was like you could do some nasty things to new players. You know,
I can still do them.
like
Truck Gun doesn't stop me.
me playing casual is just so much different than me playing any competitive, like any 10-mans or like scrim. Because I'm absolutely trash at the game. Like, so we played a 10-man just before this, and I forget who it was. Someone on my team was like, "Wow, I did better than Donut." I'm like, "That's not an achievement." Like, I've been. This is I'm so bad at this game. Like, I just now have. I've just been here forever. For some reason.
Donuts a
Donut.
professional.
I
So,
believe the quote is, "I can't believe you died to me, you shitter," from last night, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. I remember that. That did
well,
happen.
because like, if you die to me, come on, that's on you.
True.
Yeah, Donut was in a 1v5 last night, proceeded to kill me while I was looking the other direction, and called me a shitter.
Yes, and I lost the 1v5. I lost the 1v5. I died
No,
immediately
he
after.
won. He won.
Yeah.
Literally
won in
died
spirit.
immediately.
But so there have been some rumors. This is all rumor and hypotheticals of some changes coming to due process with some gun changes, some weapon changes, and so before we kind of get into the rumors, you know, what do you really what do you want to see changed?
I just want some FPS. Hello.
Yeah, some frames would
Give me
be
some
nice.
frames.
I mean,
Yeah, go
there
Reptar.
always will need to be more performance changes. I
Yeah,
think,
besides
at this point.
performance, like performance is a
Um,
thing.
being
That's
able to
definitely
see-
being improved.
Being able to see and having flashbangs not full blind you when they're across the map behind you. That would be good.
They were way worse sometimes ago.
Oh,
They were
I
way-
know.
They were way worse. Doesn't mean they're good though.
Yeah, I remember when you got hit through 3 walls and you did a 360 every time. That was epic.
I don't understand.
And I
If there's a
complained about it,
wall,
and they said no.
why
that is the intention.
flashbang? Why flashbang hurt me if there's a wall between us?
Flash nuke is like, I'm about to do a little bit of trolling.
No, I just remember just blindly throwing flash into toxic, and you kill somebody because they just spin in the pit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it didn't have to be close to them. It just has to be in toxic. They just follow.
Or
Well,
hit reg.
I like how you assume as well that they always WQ the moment they get flash. Like it just brings like this urge for them just to off themselves the moment they start spinning.
Just like, goddamn, I'm going in.
Like, go for a little
Yeah.
swim.
I just
No,
I hope they fix the sights.
So what do you mean
Like
by
the
fix the
They're
sights?
weird.
AR, the big KR, you just can't see. If you
Okay,
spray with that
I'm-
gun,
I'm
you
gonna-
just can't
I'm gonna
see.
fight that. I'm gonna fight that as the worst player here by far.
casual.
I'm gonna fight that in the sense where I think the big KR sites are great. I think the big KR is great. I think the big KR is better than the small KR.
no,
100%.
the problem
See, your opinion is just wrong.
No,
The sights are great, right? The
let's
sights
get
are
them around.
amazing until you shoot.
until you
And that's
shoot.
just an issue.
Well, it's not the problem with the sights. I kind of agree with Mace a little bit. I understand where he's coming from, but I think it's the fucking bullet
flash.
flare, like the fucking muzzle flash,
Yeah.
is insane, and it just makes that little sight picture you have with the KR just terrible afterwards. It's just because it's like, okay, you're looking at this person, and I know there's just big red circle on your screen for like the whole time they're shooting. It's just like, okay, well, I can't. How am I meant to see somebody if I have a little circle and I have to see all red, a big red
Yeah.
circle, my little circle.
It's been an issue forever of just visibility, especially shooting when you like hit people and the hit like the bullet like breaking off kind of sorta is
Mhm.
huge. Like when you slow it down and like watch it, it's massive when you hit somebody.
Especially with the
Like,
snipers.
it's super annoying. You can't see anything.
Yeah, when you like
So-
saber somebody's shoulder and you're like, I swear that was a headshot. No, it just literally covers their entire body and like a
Mhm.
quarter of your screen, and you're like, all right, time
Yeah.
to shoot another shot, but you
Are you
can't see
talking?
shit.
Are you talking about like the fucking animation it does for like the hit reg, where it's just like
Yeah,
a
when it
big
connects, it's just
yeah,
a
a big
huge
explosion.
fucking spiky circle around wherever you hit.
Yeah, it's terrible. I've even when I first started the game, I was sending reports about it. Like I was pretty sure this big flashy circle hit the head, and I'm like, oh no, that hit the little pinky finger. I'm like,
Yeah.
excuse me,
And
the
then
fuck is
on
this
top
shit?
of it, when it no regs, so
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
even deal damage off of it.
Dude,
You can't see, and you can't even follow up, and you no reg for nothing. It's like, come on, man.
nah, seeing damage numbers now make you just cry. It's
Ah
just
man,
like,
Index has like
Oh,
done
man.
something so good that's been so needed for the community, but it's created so much like, what about this situation? Or, like, what happened here? It must be hell.
I'm just like, I
But
don't
God
I don't
fucking
want to
damn, it
see
was needed.
damage. I just want to accept the fact that my bullet did damage always. Even if I know it didn't, it just did because I hit him. Now
Exactly.
it's like after you triple headshot somebody with a KR, you body them another time, and it does 20 damage, and you're just like,
Yo, I
damn.
shot EK with a saber last night. He was on my team, and it no regged.
And you get the whole like zzz, or whatever
And it did
sound
the
it
whole
makes. It's so-
thing, and I was like, but I didn't kill anybody? Like, how is this possible? Headshot with saber equal kill.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
Uh,
on the topic of the
Scooge
saber
headshot? No way.
and mop, like there's been a lot of talk about sniper meta and damage numbers with the mop and
Nerf
saber.
the mop.
What are your thoughts on all this?
Okay,
No,
as the
let's
sniper,
let's start with
no,
Reptar.
everyone shut the fuck up.
hey, I was a
As
sniper
the
before
sniper
you,
here,
Reptar. Shut
I
up.
was a sniper
fuck
before
you,
both of you.
Scooge. Let me speak. As the sniper here, I even think the mop should be nerfed. Okay.
It's too good.
From my perspective, I think that one shot headshot, fine, keep that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
okay with that.
You have to.
With the saber, the 50 shot to the body, it's a little scuffed. I can admit, but it needs to be that way. It's the only power weapon. I can understand why they want to add that pressure into there. And if you do it to anything less, it's useless unless you get headshots.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I think the real mainly problem that I have right now is the mop and how much it does to the body. The 135 is insane, balance wise, in my opinion. Because if you think about it, like everyone tells me this, it's like just body shot. If it's 135, anyone will literally breathe on the guy with any weapon in the game and they die. And so
Or a molly tick.
yeah, molly tick, anything. And so you're getting rid of a skill aspect of something which defender snipers already, in my opinion, at an advantage, at least angle wise.
Yes.
And it's 135 damage, which is also meant to have full pen, so you have such cheesy strats to wall sometimes, just 135 out of nowhere. Just like if someone kicks a door down or something. It's just this really easily to abuse mop meta. The saber, it's a lot much easier to punish. You can run out on him, like weird angles and all this other stuff. Mop is something you just have to like make a part of your plan to get rid of right away. And I'm like noticing that with GB now too. It's like, yeah, we just want to get to wherever he's gonna be.
Yeah.
Get into
And
his
so,
face instantly.
like there's talk of the mop having its damage change, but also that the saber is a bit too spammable. The recoil on the saber isn't enough. And one of the my belief about how the saber should be changed, the mop I think should only have 100 damage. I think the mop should only do 100 damage, so it still leaves the attackers at 50 and the defenders die in one shot. That's my thought. But when it comes to the saber, having 7 rounds in that clip, that's a bit too much. And then the fact that you can spam that thing, holy Jesus, that is.
Well, let's correct you for a second. I always like to reload to 8 because it's even more stupid.
Of course.
You get rewarded for missing like 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's no if you
There's
miss
somebody
with
in
a
front of
saber
you.
one bullet, it doesn't matter because you can just shoot 2 more and they're dead.
Yeah.
And the mop, you're just like, damn. At least you have to reload.
Does anybody know the reload time on the mop?
Like 5 seconds.
It's like a
It's
second
like
and a
3,
half.
I think.
And what's
It's
the saber
3.5.
fire rate?
Nah, it feels like 3, dude. You sit there for
it
so
feels
long.
like 3. Man,
What's the saber rate per minute? Do we know?
we don't,
Bullets
Faster
per
than
minute?
that.
Well, yeah, way faster than that. But like, you can shoot an entire saber mag before you can reload the mop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's
If you
like
start
just a
shooting at
little
the
bit
same
longer.
time, yeah.
we pull up the weapon stat sheet that we have.
Thank you, Donut.
You know what we can do? Launch due process.
Yeah, so the
Let's
map
go.
has 23 rounds per minute. The saber, which is right, is the saber even here?
Saber's not there.
Saber-
Saber
not
didn't
here.
exist when that
Here,
was
saber.
implemented.
The RPM for the saber is 240.
Yeah.
It
So-
shoots 4 bullets a second, which is
Yeah.
gonna release the entire clip, the entire magazine, before you can reload the mop.
Mhm.
Yep.
So you can effectively deal, on body shots alone, 350 damage. The mop can deal a total of 150 in the same amount of time if you hit the headshot.
Yeah.
The
And
mop
so-
is still better.
Like the mop,
It's
like
still better.
The mop is still better.
Its kill
Yeah.
time is what
What
matters.
about the
boys.
reload time on the
And
mop?
then- and then
reload,
also-
let's
the
do the reload.
reload.
Okay, the
Fuck
reload
the swap time. The swap time on the mop, I mean.
Yeah. The
Ugh,
reload
atrocious.
time is. I think they've done this yet.
Well, the reload time accounts for
seconds.
the
Feels like forever.
rate per minute, I think. Or no, it shouldn't account.
All I know is
anymore.
when you shoot, they have enough time to rush into your face. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And same
And
with
so-
the same with the changing weapons thing. Like that was necessary. I used to love abusing.
just bring a gun.
swapping to
Use
your
body
pistol
shot,
instantly.
insta switch your gun. They're just
Yeah,
dead.
it's
Yeah.
just that was just broken.
See, you reduce the damage to 100, and then you reduce the swap time by half.
Yeah, I
Fix mop right
I
there.
feel like
Yeah,
even
I
like
think the
85
swap
damage would be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
almost
also,
like-
I think new
75.
players
But
hate it.
But then
so-
you're penning through a wall, and it doesn't kill like an attacker.
That's fine. What?
What? No, bad.
You
I-
pen through a wall with a saber, it doesn't kill an attacker.
It
You
does.
pen through
It
with
doesn't
what?
kill an attacker. What?
And with a headshot, it does. It has full pen.
but yeah, with
You
both
think-
guns.
Yeah,
you
the
think
mop
those
would
are
do the same
calculated
thing. Like
correctly?
what?
And
Yeah,
so
full
besides,
penning with a mop. No.
we're talking about all of these changes when it comes to movement, when it comes to reload
Movement.
speed, switch speed, damage. But talk around town is that they're changing the movement speed of them, slowing them down. Thoughts on that? Thoughts on
Like
just
when you have your guns out, or
when
just
you
like
have we
overall?
have the saber
In general.
and
Thank
mop
God, I
out,
don't need to get
you move
swung by a
slower.
saber at Mach 10.
I
slower.
do. I mean, there's a couple things that is gonna be a little bit weird with that. First off, if you slow them down to a certain degree, it's like okay, then it's always gonna be shoulder peaks.
It's
just
just
gonna be-
nerfing the saber. It's just
Yeah.
nerfing the saber. The mop has not changed.
Okay, I think
Oh,
that's
I thought they
That's
did
alright.
both.
No, no,
because-
but like if they implement that change to both guns, the mop is not going to change almost at all. In my thoughts.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I mean,
that
I'll
just
change a
means
little bit
people
because
are
you won't be
gonna
able to peek as
peeker's
much.
advantage.
yeah.
I think
Because-
I think it's just too fast. I think defender move speed is just too fast sometimes.
Mhm.
Like, cause I don't think doing any guns other than like the auto even slow you down.
Nope.
Yeah, so you just like everyone runs around just insanely quick,
You want to get
Mhm.
and the
faster
mop
with the
doesn't
knack.
slow you down that much.
Like
Like,
the knack makes you like a fucking speed. No, make you a speed demon.
yeah, I love that gun.
It's
Best gun in the game.
another game.
You just get people peek, like especially when you have high ping and people are like teleporting everywhere, they peek too fast. It's
Mhm.
it's so hard to hold an angle sometimes
Like
because
a
people just like
general-
fly around the corner.
Yeah, like what Arco did to me in Dome.
Do you think
Like
slowing down
literally the
movement-
moment that I was able to get an angle on him, he was in the middle of the pass I was looking at, and then just crouch the moment I get a chance to flick on him too. It's like I got outplayed, but still, it's a very quick peak that he's able to do with it.
Movement speed combined with the time to kill for the majority of weapons, it's just like if you're good, which the majority of GB is, it's like you either you swing or be swung.
Majority
yeah,
of
The
GB.
quote, as the quote goes, yeah, except
Yeah.
for Domsy.
Oh.
The quote goes always swing or be swung,
Mhm.
and that's just how it is in due process. And if you slow down the movement speed, that'll change that potentially.
Mhm.
But
I think
also like
if you have your primary out, you should be slower. Like,
yeah,
Like
I think
mean,
they're
I
doing
think a
there might be
general-
overall changes as well.
a general
10%
movement speed nerf
decrease
of
or
like 10 to
something.
15%.
I just
would
want
be
to not
very good.
slide, dude. It felt like turning feels so bad. It's just like
Yeah.
Remember when they
you're
added, like,
skating. It's
Ice
so,
skates. for
Oh my, that
one
was
week.
awful.
For 1 week,
It
they
was
made a change
awful.
of like inertia where you would skate.
No, and
Like,
there's
momentum would still push
inertia
you.
in an arcade shooter. Please no, for the love of fuck.
Yeah.
Movement has to feel
Please
crisp.
no. If anybody can hear this, please do not make it into Tarkov. There's
do
a
not-
reason why I don't play
Do not
Tarkov
make it into
anymore.
Tarkov. Do not make it into War
Please.
Thunder. Do not make it into Arma.
It's an arcade shooter with arcade characters. In what arcade game did you play as a child that had inertia? None of them. Please, never.
Hey, Donkey Kong, he like
Donkey
jumped
Kong?
around.
Yeah, but that's a platformer, not an FPS.
He
Mace.
jumped around. It's an arcade game.
It's an arcade game.
Jumped around.
Arcade shooter. My apologies.
Arcade shooter.
Please, there's a reason I don't play Tarkov anymore.
Yeah,
So-
arcade shooter. Can we play Metal Slug instead?
Oh, that would be great.
Yo. Arcade shooters are sick.
Yeah.
They are though.
Without inertia,
Very specifically.
specifically.
I mean, like when it comes to the changes of, the arcade shooters and really just like the movement changes. I think that a really slower game would be a lot overall better in terms of just allowing like newer players to not be like instantly peaked by by like Chrome, or like if Mace decides to join a casual, they can't like run through people 100%. And so there's, like that's
I don't know
hopefully
how
the
true
thought.
that is, Donut.
Well,
You
we
take
can-
any competitive player from any game, they will run through any number of
like,
casuals
I mean,
they desire
okay,
to.
when I can run through casuals to the point where like it's unfun, something's up. Cause I'm pretty toxic in casuals when it comes to my playstyle. I peek green doors constantly. Whenever we're on factory, I'm like peeking the window green door.
Oh,
with a
I'm
mop with
dying.
KR.
I'm dying every time to the UAV through the window,
Yes.
no matter what.
Talking about factory, before we leave, let's review a factory map. So
Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I
No,
wonder
no, no,
which
no, no,
factory
no,
we're gonna
not. We are
talk
not doing
about.
Yeah.
that.
I
So-
you have the
wonder
most
which
rat
factory we're
factory
gonna
ever,
talk
okay?
So
about.
before some history, back in September, August, when they were still doing Make a Map, I had the chance to make a map, and after a bit of time, it finally made it into the game. Yay!
6 months.
Shut up. It was more
No.
like 5.
Ooh. Holy
Oh.
shit! No.
And so
My apologies, 5 months.
let's transition to it, and let's have some thoughts on it. Oh God, the video, but I really wanted to just kind of get your thoughts on, what do you think about it?
It's
Are
terrible.
you trying to like set the stage up for a fucking run through of the musical of the Shrek?
Are you LCG's captain?
What do you mean? Oh, toxic.
You're
Okay,
You're just all toxic.
Okay, let me tell you why there's toxic before we get into everything else.
Oh yeah.
So, before there was toxic, the catwalks were clear. You could see under them, and there was floor. And issues would arise if people could just shoot up through the catwalks and stand under the green doors, and it would be like peak or hell for the attackers. And so we put toxic. Axon
That's
gave
why
me that
we
idea.
have flashbangs and smokes.
Yeah,
Donut.
that's Axon gave me the idea. But what are your thoughts, Reptar?
Okay. Here's the things I just really don't like about this map. Is like every way to get to bomb is a choke point. Like every single one of them. You have this map is pretty much you look for a pick and then you just try to super punish whatever angle you get a pick in.
Mhm.
It's so linear on all the angles. And I mean, you definitely can do a flash here, but the flashes also become really tough because how easy it is for them to drop into toxic. So it becomes this really awkward fucking World War I style just shoot fast.
But it's
I don't know how else to
interesting,
explain it.
all right?
No
It's
man's land is what that
interesting.
is.
It's
Okay, yeah,
a better
sure, then.
map than half the toxics or half the factories that we play. So.
Let's go. Okay, Mace.
I don't know.
what are your
That's really a
thoughts?
compliment.
Mace, Mace, what are your thoughts on this?
It's a good map. Like
Yeah.
you force people to like instead of people just being able to come into you from every direction, they have to like they're forced into somewhere. They can't just like circle you and you're just dead.
Mhm.
Like having like the forced like points of entry with like the green doors and then the fan and dock kind of like near each other enough, but not like too stacked on top. It's like good. Like you can like sit everywhere. But it's like not okay. There's a couple spots that are too ratty. Like being on Pipeworks, you're hidden completely from everything.
I may have messed up there. I will.
It's
There may have been
so
some mess up
annoying.
there. There may have been some mess. Oopsies when it comes to that. You can aid it. You'll be fine. There's Windows.
You can
You know,
use
and
one of
not to
2 util
mention-
you have for barbs
I would like to add
on a
in
player.
the way that you designed the walkways with Pipeworks. You literally have cover from the walkways because they're completely solid barriers on the sides.
Mhm.
So if you look at the Pipeworks, the fan and that Pipeworks, where that green door is in server farm that leads into Toxic, like you can just hide behind that and use that as cover fully. And then if you need to, you just like back off, hide from shooting and everything. And so they try to like run up and chase you. You have all this line fire from far down. And so it's just such a like abusive defender spots in this map in a lot of places.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to disagree with what Mace has to say. The whole fact that you're forcing people to go down these, like to choose what path they need to hard push, is definitely a good thing in some ways. But I don't know.
Yeah.
You achieved making Factory into a kill house with unpennable walls.
Let's go.
I think-
then proceeded to put Garage on that map as well.
Yep. I will say, so there's no power onto this map.
Thank God. I hate
It
power.
was someone forgot it.
Intentional or not
Thank
intentional?
God.
It was
Good
not
forget,
intentional.
good
Not
forget.
intentional. Not intentional. And it was supposed to be in
Good,
storage.
perfect forget.
Supposed to be in storage. So the storage red door would be like decent. But I wanted to like ask how would you push this map as an attacker? Because some people are saying that this is way too defender sided.
You just go green.
Go green,
Agree.
wall in office. Call
And
it
then
a
don't
day.
even waste
If you
wall.
have
The
a
wall
wall
isn't even that
office,
strong.
but otherwise you just go green. You go at the far green door, like it's all the way on the right of the map,
And storage.
or you go out the bottom at the same time. Like you either split or you just like 5-man storage. I don't think there's really any like.
And you don't go fan. You don't peek
Variation.
that.
I think
It's awful.
I think
There's like 9 angles that you get peeked from.
it is quite awful. It's like
fan
a good
as
idea.
itself is bad.
Yeah.
First of all.
It's a good idea in like this map in the way that like, hey, look, you have an angle at every place where they probably can peek, like that green door and storage on the right side. And it's like, okay, cool. You're like trying to have a spot where they can counter it. But as Mace is saying, fan sucks. Whenever I play fan with Saber, it is literally to like just be there and watch the most tightest angle and like not even peek where I think the mob's gonna be, because I will lose against the mob fight. He will tag me. He will headshot me. Slow peeking fan in that little corner. It's just the worst. I never do that.
You
Dang,
just
that's
shoot one saber round outside of fan, and that's the presence you have.
Like I don't know if
It's
you
to
guys watched the
respect you.
GB match with the factory, but literally all I did was like there was like 2 guys under the fan waiting for me to do like a big peek, pretty much, and I just decided I'm gonna quickly check Toxic, the little Toxic entrance where I'm pretty sure this mob isn't gonna be brave enough to stand there, but sometimes I do. But I do like a little jiggle peek at it. I'm like, notice no one's there. Okay, I'm just posting myself to watch that one entrance so they can't rotate through Toxic, and I am not peeking Doc because that would be the dumbest thing ever. I would get shot from the person below me and from the mob at Doc. They would both have cheeky angles on me. And the moment I even decided, even when lights went off, decided just to peek my head out a teeny bit, instantly was punished for it. Like I learned my lesson instantly. And like, I didn't die, luckily. But the fact that I could tell they were just there. They wanted my blood and fan. And I just waited for my teammate just to finish him off, getting distracted by me being there. I'm just a little rat, be like scampering around under you as like a tiger starts prancing and clawing at your face. But you know, whatever.
Scooge, you have anything to say?
About this map?
Yeah.
Let's look at this amazing map here.
Thank
The
you. Thank
swamp.
you. Thank you.
I think the one thing I would say is I would put power at the bottom of the ramp to Dock,
Ooh.
just to
Okay.
bait people there for
Okay,
the
okay.
lulz. Just for the memes, so that way it's a factory with the power.
Mhm.
Because if you just had it in storage, you would simply below red, turn power off, below or go out the right door, and then walk and then have Saber go Pipeworks through
Okay.
I
fan.
mean, what they still can see you.
Correct,
at
but
Pipeworks.
if you blow the right door on, or if you get through the right door on green with lights off, that clears like this right hand side of the map for the most part, and then that allows you to like look through fan onto Dog. And then you just apply pressure and clear the rest of the map out. Office is really powerful for defenders because you just put barbs on all these choke points, and they'd have to like door charge one of the doors or throw a nade at it in order to like get into the bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that office. I feel like I want that to be a really strong wall charge spot, but it just the way it's designed, it doesn't feel very strong a wall charge.
It's good for
spot me.
defending, but as soon as you attack through it, you kind of like lose everything that's good about it.
Yeah.
I think you just have to take it in order to win the match, though,
Yeah.
because it's so good for defenders,
It
even if it's
is.
bad for the offenders.
You heard it here, boys. This map is great. Also, in the feedback channels, I have gotten one negative reaction. That's from Coop because he can't defend this map for shit. Or attack it.
Too bad, lol.
Too bad, lol.
Defend
But-
this map. What do you mean? It's defense map.
Yeah. Well, he thinks he can't attack it. I remember I posted this. I posted this to Twitter, and Rain fucking got it immediately. He was like, "This map looks like hell to attack." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." It'd be
That's
fine.
the point.
That's the point.
I think the one thing is like I don't know what you guys think, but at the end of the day, this map is very much okay. You can have one person posted or like a certain angle and someone covering. It's just like if you get that one little entry pick of like the defender on Pipeworks or something, it's just like one of those maps where you have to find one little
You
little
snowball
creak
really
and
hard, yeah.
crack, and then you just push the shit out of it.
What about as the defenders, though? As the defenders, how would you defend this map?
You AFK and shoot barbed wires.
Yeah, literally.
Yep.
And whoever they blow, you just 5-man pretty much.
All right. Well, I think that's all for us here over at the Due Process Podcast, Due Process League Podcast. I'm Mr.Doughnut. I am your host. I thank you, Reptar, Mace, and Scooge, for joining me this fine evening. And I will catch you later. Reptar, Mace, Scooge, do you have any shout-outs, anything you want to say before we leave?
Yeah, thank you for
Due
making
process.
me leave my stats homework early just to talk in this podcast.
You're welcome.
Um,
Oh, you're doing stats homework. Oh,
That's
It's
Doughnut's
actually stats
profession.
mechanics, so yeah,
Aw,
shut up.
Can you help me with
you're
my
finished.
stats? Please do my stats for me.
You have to pay me.
No.
Sorry.
Respectfully, no.
Let me
Respectfully.
wake up later for DPL games. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
That's all I want.
Well, thank you, everyone.
If I see this map in DPL when I'm playing like potentially GB in the finals or
We've already played
Katora,
it twice, okay,
I'm gonna
first of all.
actually just cry. I'm gonna
We've already
fucking
had
ult
it.
F4.
It
I
was the
know
first match of
they
the game
did.
of the
DPL.
Oh,
tournament.
you're
First
right.
match of DPL.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah. It's great. I
Oh.
love it. I love it because people's reactions are great, and that's why I do it. So thank you, everyone. I will catch you later, and hope you have a great night. And so, adios. Yup.
Bye bye, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.